If someone would have told 5-year-old Hector that life in the United States will be hard and sometimes crushing, then probably he would have stayed in Mexico. But no one told him that. I am Hector Gonzalez, and I did not know what life in the United States would hold for me. But I do know from those unexpected trials has made me into a young man I am today. Since I was a toddler, my father always told me to move forward in life and be successful. When my family and I first came to the United States, we lived in California. We crowded in a tiny apartment, 4 cousins, 2 aunts, 2 uncles, and my grandparents. We managed to make it work in those 2 small rooms. For 2 years, I barely saw my parents, who worked day and night. I was essentially raised by my cousins, and boy, they raised me the completely wrong way. I was taught to fight whenever anyone pushed me around. I was taught to take whatever I needed by force. My life quickly was filled with fighting and violence. I would fight on the playground, in my apartment. My preschool even kicked me out because I was too aggressive. I wasn't a normal kid. I felt I had so many reasons to hate the world. Around this time, me and my uncle were involved in a car accident. He passed, my uncle passed away in the seat beside me, and yet I lived. I couldn't understand how it was possible for a 9-year-old boy to survive a car accident with just a scraped arm and a busted eyebrow. For a whole year, I hated the world and everyone in it. No one understood me, no one, until Mrs. Rodriguez, my teacher. She saw me for who I could be. Every time I started to act up, the other teachers would send me to her classroom. She would never get mad at me for what I did wrong, and would show great interest in how I was doing, and would only get angry at me when I started to put myself down and stop believing in myself. My 8th grade year came. Ms. Rodriguez told me about a new program coming to our school called AVID. The first thing I said was, "Heck no, it sounds like too much work." She then yelled at me and told me that this AVID thing could change my life around. I wasn't too sure about it, but it didn't matter. She still put my name in the interview process. Ms. Rodriguez and my science teacher, Mr. Juarez, both saw something in me that no other teacher, and not even myself, could see at that moment. In fact, some of my teachers were confused as why I would be considered as for AVID since I didn't have what it takes. Even my parents had lost faith in me. They were sick of the phone calls from school, sick of the referrals. I began to see it in their eyes. The strange thing was that Mr. Juarez and Ms. Rodriguez believed that I was an AVID student. I got into AVID, and I hated it. I hated the binders. I hated the tutorials. I hated the AVID period. I wanted out. And it was only the first week. My wise teacher did not let me out. I started to see my grades go up in the first 2 months. I stopped begging to get out. I started to see the change that AVID has started in me. I started to see that I was becoming a better person. I started to see situations from all different points of views. AVID gave me the chance to play sports in my school. I never had grades high enough to participate before. AVID started to make me think about my future. I even dared to dream of making something out of my life. I wanted to be a doctor, a lawyer, or a business owner. I wanted to go to the biggest and best university. I remember the last day of my 8th grade year, it was promotion. Awards were being passed out. To my surprise, I was called up for 2 awards, Principal's Honor Roll and Highest Achievement. That day, I saw a different look in my parents' eyes. They were proud of me. Summer break came. I was ready to start high school. I was looking forward to another year of AVID and all the possibilities it could offer. Then, another tragedy occurred that threatened to destroy me. I was with my cousin Giovanni when he was attacked and shot point blank in the chest. He died right beside me. I was broken. My family was broken. I filled myself with anger and strong desire. I was hurting. I wanted to give up on everything. Thankfully, I skipped a little bit. My bad. Well, high school started. Yeah. I was still hurting. I wanted to give up on everything. Thankfully, I soon found friends in my AVID class who would help me through my darkness. Friends like Monica and Mariella helped me open up. My AVID teacher, Ms. Wager, made me think by asking myself questions like, who are you? And how are you going to overcome these obstacles? I realized that I should not run away from my problems, that I should work through them. Ms. Wager often reminds me, brick walls are there to stop people who don't want it bad enough, and that I should never, ever, ever give up. I was determined to work with my family to overcome my pain. Over time, I started to change into the person that you see in front of you today. I am proud to say that I know who I am. I am a survivor. I am determined. I am stubborn. I am a Mexican American. I am an honor student. I am capable. I am a full hope. I am of full potential. I am of great wealth. I am AVID.